I was a sophomore in college, and I had just started dating a guy from South America who was really rich. He and his brother and some of their friends had booked a spring break trip to South Padre Island, which is a place where you can have a lot of fun. But there were no seats left on the bus, so my roommate asked if I could join them. She said her boyfriend and some guys from his fraternity were driving down in a truck. I said yes, and I got to ride with them. I didn't know most of the guys, but I knew her boyfriend a little. I sat up front and even helped drive the truck. 3 of the 4 guys were pretty cool, but the one who owned the truck was a jerk. He refused to drive and just sat in the back getting stoned the whole time. His nickname was Drugs, and I didn't like that. I didn't think much about it at the time, but I remember that all our stuff was in the back of the truck. When we got to South Padre Island, my boyfriend was waiting for me, and I gave the jerk $100 for gas. I told him I hoped everyone had a great time, and then I left. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but I was starting to feel a little uneasy. Later that night, I was getting ready to go out with my boyfriend, and I realized that all my cash had gone missing. I had $300 and it was gone. I was so upset, and I started crying. My boyfriend told me not to worry, that he would pay my share, but I knew it wasn't fair. I was sure it was the guy called Drugs who had taken my money. He didn't seem like the kind of person who would respect me or my stuff. The other guys were nicer, and I couldn't believe that he would do something like that. I felt like I had been betrayed, and I didn't know what to do. My boyfriend said he would handle it, but I was worried that he wouldn't stand up for me. I was hurt and confused, and I didn't know how to fix it. A few days later, we were at a bar, and I saw their truck pulling up. I was shaking, and I didn't know what to do. My boyfriend told me not to worry and said we would leave. He asked me which truck was theirs, and I told him. Then he said he would be right back, and he and his brother went outside. I waited for a few minutes, trying to make sure they didn't see me. When they came back, my boyfriend grabbed me, and we left. We had a blast, and I felt like I was finally getting some justice. I didn't know what was going to happen next, but I was excited to see what would happen. I was feeling a little more confident, and I was ready to face whatever came next. When the week ended, my boyfriend said he wasn't going back on the bus and booked us 2 tickets to fly home. While we were waiting at the airport, my boyfriend told me that Drugs was in trouble. I asked what he meant, and he said that he and his brother had put sand in the gas tank of their truck. He said that their truck was going to break down shortly after they left. I was surprised, and I didn't know what to think. I had mixed feelings about this. On one hand, I was happy that Drugs was getting what he deserved, but I was also worried about the consequences. I didn't know if this was going to work out, but I felt like I had taken a step toward justice. I was still confused, but I was feeling a little better. I didn't know what would happen next, but I was ready for whatever came. About 2 days after I got back from South Padre Island, my roommate asked if I had seen them. I said I thought I saw them once, but I wasn't sure. She told me that their truck had broken down about an hour after they left. The engine had completely failed, and they had to wait for 2 extra days to get the truck fixed. They had to clear the fuel lines, replace some parts, and even replace the engine. Drugs' dad was really angry, and he insisted that he drive the truck home. His truck privileges were revoked, and he was in a lot of trouble. I was so happy to hear that. I had felt so wronged, and I wasn't sure what to do. But now I felt like I had gotten some justice. I wasn't sure if it was fair or not, but I knew that Drugs had gotten what he deserved. I felt like I had taken a step toward justice, and I was proud of myself for standing up for myself. I wasn't sure what would happen next, but I felt like I had taken a step in the right direction. I was still confused, but I was feeling a little better. I didn't know what would happen next, but I was ready for whatever came. I felt like I had taken a step toward justice, and I was proud of myself for standing up for myself. I wasn't sure what would happen next, but I was ready for whatever came.